Hello and welcome back. The Crimewatch lines are still open, 01 811 8055, and for the past 90 minutes detectives here and police up and down the country have been working on your calls.
Earlier we asked if you'd seen a most unusual car. This is it, and if so, you could help detectives root out a network of criminals based in Merseyside. The car was stolen in Widnes at the end of October and was used 5 weeks later in an armed robbery at a jeweller's in Alderley Edge.
Get it in the back.
Lawrence Miller, that car was abandoned after the robbery, but for the whole of November last year, you don't know where it was?
No, we have had several telephone calls, both here and in Macclesfield, giving information about sightings of that car. But bearing in mind that it was missing during that period, I feel that it may well have been stored in a lock-up garage.
Right, it's a white Tickford Capri. It's in Merseyside, somewhere around November.
Yes.
That's what we want to find. The gun, you were trying to trace who owned this gun. What have you heard?
We've had two telephone calls suggesting that, one, that a Mr Kenneth Gildert of Bolton may well have purchased the gun, or a Mr Ray Hodgkinson, also of Bolton, may have purchased the gun. Both of these men were employed by Britannian Castings.
Right. There's a number 9846. I don't know if that means anything to them. Obviously, you don't associate them with the actual robbery.
No, not at all.
You just want them to call in. We haven't seen this before. What's this?
It's a 9-carat gold Albert chain, which has been made into a lady's necklace.
And this is what, a replica of something stolen?
It's identical to one stolen during the robbery, yes.
Right. These are very dangerous people. If you can help, please do. Call in, the lines are still open.
Well, now to the incident desk and our photo call appeal. We've had something like 200 calls for these so far. With the developments, here are David Hatcher and Helen Phelps. David, first of all, the case of the rape in Horling in Kent. You were looking for a man in combat gear.
Yes, we had a big response. Over 50 calls, in fact, including a couple of possible identification of workmen in the area at the time. What we're really after, though, is somebody who gave this man a lift. If you think you gave him a lift on the 8th of January this year, that's a Wednesday, please call us. Or if you think you know who he is, call us.
Right. And there was a sex attacker in Humberside who struck at least 6 times in the past 6 months. Any news on him?
Yes, that's right. He raped a 62, or we think that this man may be connected with the rape of a 62-year-old woman. We've had another call from another witness who thinks that she was watched by somebody fitting this description as well. So again, if you know anybody who fits that photo fit, please call us.
Right. Now, Helen, just as we went on air earlier this evening, police issued a photo of the man they want to interview in connection with the murder of Mrs Bronwyn Nixon in the Lake District.
Yes, that's right. Police were anxious to trace David Wynne Roberts. And I am pleased to say that a person has been arrested in London and will be conveyed to Cumbria and interviewed in connection with this murder.
Right, so that is good news. What about the other photos we were showing earlier on of people who police want to talk to?
Yes, there were 2 pictures that were received at the London Passport Office. The one on the left, the man on the left, prompted a good response. Man on the right, we're still in the dark about him. So, plead for calls on that man.
Anybody know that man? Right, thank you very much.
Now, earlier we showed you this Piaget watch. It's worth about £5,000, studded as it is with diamonds. Detectives appealed for your help to catch an armed gang made up of 2 men and a woman who stole it. Armed with a shotgun, they attacked 3 people in a London flat back in September.
I wonder if you could help.
Right, shut up! Now get in there. Come on, move it. Right.
Please, don't shoot. Take what you want. You little slag.
Terrifying gang, led it seems, or at least comprising a woman. What have you heard? How many calls have you had?
Well, we've had 30 calls in all this evening, the majority at Paddington Green Police Station, some suggesting the identity of a man they know as T, some suggesting a possible identity for this woman. But I'm sure there must be someone watching this programme tonight who knows the identity of that woman. If we're to prevent this sort of robbery happening again, and I would remind people of the violent nature of this robbery, we really do need their help.
And, of course, firearms were used. Description of the woman again, she's quite short, 5'2". What else do we know?
She is of plump rather than fat build. She has rich auburn hair with a centre parting, and that's about all we know of her at this time. All right, obviously people can ring here and talk to you in absolute confidence. Of course, I would invite, in fact, urge anyone that knows the identity of that woman to call in, and I will speak to them personally. Inspector Walker, thank you.
Well, finally, the murder of 6-year-old Barry Lewis. Barry was from South London and went missing on September the 15th last year. The day after, police think Barry and his killer may have been seen near Waltham Abbey in Essex.
Can I give you a lift? Yeah, please. Is the child okay?
He's a bit poorly. He didn't sleep well last night.
Well, Superintendent Hatfield, what kind of response have you had?
We've had a first-class response so far, both here and at our incident room, and calls are still coming in.
Perhaps we could have the description of that man once again.
Yes, he's 30 to 35 years, about 5 feet 10 inches tall, medium build, with this slightly crinkly or lined face above the years of his age.
Now, somebody must have given that man, carrying the boy and the petrol can as he was, the 3-mile stretch of the Crooked Mile up to the petrol station, and yet nobody's yet come forward to...
That's right. We do want this man who picked the motorist who picked this man and boy up and gave them a lift to the garage to get in touch with us. We have had a call from a man who said he was in the garage when they were buying petrol, but we still want the man who gave them a lift down to the petrol station.
So please do call us if you gave that man carrying the boy and the petrol can a lift on that day. Finally, you do feel it's absolutely vital to catch this man, don't you?
Yes, I can sum that up very quickly by saying it is vital, very vital.
Superintendent Hatfield, thank you very much.
Let me remind you, we've had one arrest while we've been on the air. We haven't yet resolved the Sandy McClellan murder, but please, one caller, a woman, rang Leeds incident room. She rang off during the conversation. She mentioned a particular Mr. Kellett. Here's the number at Leeds. Please call again. If you prefer, you can call us here in London in complete confidence, and if you want, you can talk to a BBC researcher. You don't have to give your name. We just want the information. 01 811 8055. Please do ring again. The lines are closing at midnight, but we'll give you local police numbers in a moment. All the numbers are on CFAX, and if you can't get through, you can write to us. Crimewatch UK, BBC Television Centre, London W12 8QT. Thank you for watching. Thank you for calling if you did, and don't have nightmares. Please sleep well.
And we'll be back, as always, in a month from now. Meanwhile, good night.
Good night.